Miss Kat with the Fillmore Library. Thank you for joining us for story time today. We are going to get started like we always do with our welcome song. Ready to join me? Okay, we're going to clap real slow. Welcome, welcome everyone. Now it's time to have some fun. Read some stories, sing some songs. Some are short and some are long. Welcome, welcome everyone. Now it's time to have some fun. Well, welcome you guys. I know we're doing things a little differently this week because instead of you coming to the library for story time, we are bringing the story time to you. So thank you for joining us this morning. We are going to start off our day with our letter of the day. Okay, when I move my hand, you are going to see our letter of the day. Are you ready? Okay, here it is. What letter is that? Do you recognize it? What do you think it is? If you thought P or you said P, then you would be correct. Our letter of the day is P. And the letter P makes the sound P, P, P. Can you do that sound? Okay, do it with me. P, P, P. Good job. So now that we know our letter of the day, I'm gonna go ahead and move it up into this corner up here. And we are gonna sing Rainbow Fun. Okay, ready to join me? I know the colors of rainbow fun, green like the frog and yellow like the sun, orange like a pumpkin, white like the snow, a ruby red apple and a jet black crow, purple like a flower, brown like a bear, a little pink pig and a blue shirt to wear. Good job, everybody. Okay, and I've done something kind of special today. I have hidden our number of the day behind our little blue shirt here. So take a second and think, what do you think the number of the day is? Okay. If you have a number in mind, are you ready? Our number of the day is... What number is that? If you thought 3 or you said 3, you would be correct. Will you count to 3 with me? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Great job, you guys. So the number 3 is our number of the day because both of our stories have to do with the number 3. So you guys are just gonna have to stay tuned and figure it out, okay? So let's go ahead and count back with me. All right, let's count them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, everybody. Okay, before we start our stories, let's go ahead and get the wiggles out a little bit here with a Ram Sam Sam. Are you ready? All right. A Ram Sam Sam, a Ram Sam Sam, gooly 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 Ram Sam Rafi, a Rafi. Gooly, 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 ram, sam, sam. Good job, you guys. Now let's do the itsy bitsy spider since it rained a couple nights ago. Okay? So get your spiders ready. They ready? The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and whoosh, the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. Good job, everybody. All right, hands in your laps. Let's turn on our listening ears. And let's get ready for our first story. The first story of today is called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And this is another fable, kind of like the one that I told you last week. And a fable is like a fairy tale. It's a story that was told a long, long time ago, but we still like to tell it today. Now, like a fairy tale, a fable starts off with the words, once upon a time. Are you ready to listen? Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived in a house in the woods. There was a papa bear, there was a mama bear, and there was a baby bear. Now, every morning they would wake up and they would go to the kitchen and they would make some porridge. Papa Bear would have a big bowl of porridge. Mama Bear would have a medium bowl of porridge. And Baby Bear would have a little tiny bowl of porridge. After they were done eating their porridge, they would go to the living room and they would get comfy in their 3 special chairs. Papa Bear had a great big chair. Mama Bear had a nice medium-sized chair. And Baby Bear had a little tiny chair just for him. When they were done reading their books in their chairs, every night they would go to sleep in their 3 special beds. Papa Bear had a great big bed. Mama Bear had a medium-sized bed. And Baby Bear had a little tiny bed just for him. Now one morning, while they were eating breakfast, Papa Bear took a bite of his porridge and said, "Oh my goodness, that porridge is way too hot." Mama Bear tasted her porridge and she said, "Yes, I think you're right." Baby Bear tasted his porridge. He said, "I think you're right." So they decided to go on a walk and let their porridge cool down. Just as they left the house, a little girl walked around the corner and saw the little house in the woods. She smelled something that smelled so good, and her tummy started to rumble and growl. She said, "Oh, what is that good smell?" So she snuck over to the little house and she peeked through the window and she saw the bowls of porridge. She said, "Oh, those look delicious, and I am pretty hungry." So she opened the door and walked inside. Now inside the house, she found those 3 bowls of porridge. and she tasted the first one, the great big bowl of porridge. She took a bite and said, "Whew, oh my gosh, that is just too hot." She went to the medium-sized bowl of porridge. She took a bite. She said, "Ooh, it's too cold." And then there was the little tiny bowl of porridge. So she took a bite of that and she said, this is just right." So she ate the whole bowl of porridge. Now Goldilocks was kind of curious. So she walked into the next room, which was the living room, and she saw the 3 special chairs. So the first chair she tried out was the great big chair. She sat in it. She said, "Oh, this chair is much too hard." So she got out and she got into the medium-sized chair. She sat in it and she said, "Whew, this chair is much too soft." So she got out of that one and she went to the little tiny chair. She sat down and she thought, "Oh, this one is just right." But as she was getting comfortable, crack, the little chair broke. And she sat on the ground and she said, "Ouch, that hurt. I think I need to lie down." So she went into the next room, and that was the bear's bedroom. So she tried laying on the big bed, and she said, "Oof, this one is too hard." And then she tried laying on the medium-sized bed, and she said, "Whew, this one is too soft." And then she saw the little bitty bed. She curled up and she said, "Oh, but this one is just right." And then she fell asleep. Now, while Goldilocks was napping, the 3 bears came back from their walk in the woods. And Papa Bear and Mama Bear and Baby Bear all walked into the kitchen and took a look, and they noticed that something looked different. Papa Bear said, "Who's been eating my porridge?" And Mama Bear said, "Someone has been eating my porridge." And then Baby Bear said, "Hey, somebody ate all of my porridge." And this was not good. And they walked into the living room, and Papa Bear said, "Oh, someone has been sitting in my chair." And Mama Bear said, "Oh, someone has been sitting in my chair." And then Baby Bear said, "Hey, somebody broke my chair." Oh no. So they continued on and they went into the bedroom. And Papa Bear looked at his bed and he said, "Oh, someone has been sleeping in my bed." Mama Bear said, "Oh, someone has been sleeping in my bed." And Little Bear, Baby Bear whispered, said, "Hey, someone's been sleeping in my bed, but they're still there. Look." And so all 3 bears peered into Little Bear's bed. And right at that moment, Goldilocks woke up and she saw the 3 bears and she went, "Ah!" And she ran out of the house and she ran down the path. And Papa Bear said, "Well, goodbye." And Mama Bear said, "Well, goodbye." And Baby Bear said, "Goodbye." And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Well, you guys were such great listeners for that story, but I think it's time to do a little stretching and get the wiggles out. So go ahead and stand up and make sure you've got room around you so you're not going to bump into anything or anyone. And we are going to do our apple tree song. Okay, so go ahead and put your branches up in the air and let's sing together. Way up high in the apple tree, 2 little apples looked down at me. So I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the apples. Were they good. All right, our next fruit is gonna be a banana. Okay, so get your branches up. Way up high in the banana tree, 2 little bananas looked down at me. So I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the bananas. Were they good. Okay, last one. Let's do oranges. Okay, get your branches up. Way up high in the orange tree, 2 little oranges looked down at me. So I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the oranges. Were they good. Good job, everybody. Let's do one more. Since you're standing, let's do hickory dickory dock. Okay, get your arms together. Ready? Hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock. Good job, everybody. Now it's time to do some of our favorite nursery rhymes. You can sing along with me if you know them. All right, our first one is called Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Let's count it back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, everyone. Now our second one is called Hey Diddle Diddle. Say it with me. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. A little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Let's count them back together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, everyone. Ready for our next story? This one is called The 3 Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. Are you ready? Let's turn your listening ears on. Okay, if they're on, let's begin. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who had decided it was time for them to go out and make their way in the world. So they set off on the path, and each one wanted to build his own house. The first little pig was pretty lazy, and he had only walked a little way along the path when he stopped to rest because he was out of breath. As he was resting, there was a man who came along pushing a wheelbarrow of straw. And so the little pig saw that straw and he thought, I could make a house out of that straw and it wouldn't take me nearly any time at all. And because he was lazy, he walked over to the man and he said, "Excuse me, sir, will you please give me all of your straw?" And the kind man took a look at the little pig and took pity on him and said, "Sure, you can have my straw." And so the little pig took the bale of straw and built his house. He built it very quickly, and it was pretty flimsy. But he was happy, and he hung out the rest of the day. Now, the second little pig walked a little further along the path. He wasn't quite as lazy as the first brother, but he still didn't like to work very hard. So he came across another man who was pushing a wheelbarrow of sticks. And he thought to himself, oh, a straw house, that's pretty flimsy, but a stick house would not be so bad, and it wouldn't take me very long to build. So he walked over to the man and he said, excuse me, sir, can I please have your barrel of sticks? And the kind man took a look at this little pig and he said, you know what? Yes, you can have my barrel of sticks. So the little pig took the sticks and he built up his house. And it was a nice house, but it didn't take him very long to build. And so he just hung out the rest of the day. Now, the third little pig brother was very hardworking and determined. In fact, before the three brothers set out on their own, he had been saving up his allowance so that he would have some money before going out into the world. So he was walking along the path, and he came across a man who was driving a cart full of bricks. And he saw the bricks and he thought, oh, now a brick house, that would be a most excellent house and very sturdy. So he came up to the man and he said, excuse me, sir, I've saved up some money. Will you let me pay you so that I can have your bricks? Will you sell them to me? And the man who was driving the cart looked at the pig and he said, absolutely, yes, I will sell you my bricks. So the little pig gave him his money and the man gave him his bricks. And so for the next several days, the little pig built his house brick by brick by brick until he had a lovely little cottage. Now, there was a hungry wolf in the vicinity, and he slunked and lurked around looking for food. And you know what wolves love more than anything in the world? Pigs, especially little pigs. So the big bad wolf sniffed out a little pig, and he came up to the straw house of the first little pig brother. He knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in. I am a guest. The little pig looked under the door and he saw the wolf's paws. And he said, no way, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. And this made the wolf so angry, and he said, if you won't let me in, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. The little pig didn't believe him, but the wolf, he huffed and he puffed and blew the house of straw in. The little pig escaped just in time, and he ran up the path to the second little pig's house that was made of sticks. And they got in, shut the door. The wolf, by this time, came along, and he walked up to the second house of sticks, and he knocked on the door, and he said, little pig, let me in. And the little pigs looked out the window, and they saw the wolf's ears, and they said, oh, no way, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins. And this made the wolf so angry, and he said, oh, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. But the little pigs thought, surely not, this is a house made of sticks. How could he do that? But the wolf huffed and he puffed and blew the house of sticks in. And the little pigs ran away, and they ran up the path to the third little pig's house of bricks. And he opened the door for them, and they ran inside, and they were safe. Now the wolf came along, and he saw the house of bricks. He came up, and he smelled 3 little pigs inside, and he thought, dinner. So he knocked on the door, and he says, little pigs, let me in. The little pigs they look out the window, and they see the big teeth of the big bad wolf, and they say, oh, no way, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins. And the wolf said, but I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. But the 3rd little pig thought of how long he took to build his house and how sturdy the bricks were. And he said, do your worst. And this made the wolf so angry. So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but he couldn't blow the brick house down. And the little pigs cheered and they said, yay, our brother has saved us. And the wolf decided, well, I guess I can't blow this house down. Time to look for dinner elsewhere. And he left the town, and the little pigs lived happily ever after in the 3rd brother's brick house. The end. Well, before we end today, let's go ahead and sing one of our favorite songs that we do here in Fillmore. It's called If You're Happy and You Know It. All right, sing along with me if you guys know it, okay? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're sad and you know it, wipe your eyes. Boo-hoo! If you're sad and you know it, wipe your eyes. Boo-hoo! If you're sad and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're sad and you know it, wipe your eyes. Boo-hoo! If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're angry and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. But if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Good job, everybody. Thank you for singing along with me. Well, I think it is time for us to call it a day on our story time. Thank you so much for joining us today, and make sure to come back next week when we'll have our next video up. Let's go ahead and close out our story time like we always do with our goodbye song. All right, go ahead and sing along with me if you know it. Story time is over, I hope you'll stay. Do a little craft or just play. When you leave, I hope you'll say, I'll be back another day. Thanks for coming, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.